Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. Conversations with leading experts in business. And today I have a wonderful guest, Jenni Parker Brown. Jenni is the founder of House of Preeminence magazine, and our topic today is empowering women to be successful change makers. Jenni, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you, Mark. I'm so honoured to be here and talking to you on a topic that we both share, which is success and fulfilment.
And publishing as well with your amazing first-class magazine, Jenni. I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Jenni is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Jenni, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
I am a dream warrior. Since I was very small, it was obvious to me that I would have to follow my heart in life, wherever that took me, and it took me on some pretty amazing adventures. Not all of them were happy adventures. Some of them were quite unhappy adventures, but nevertheless, I demonstrated to myself over multiple careers, and I'll just mention some of those careers. I started in fashion retailing and modelling and beauty. Then I went on to fine dining and fine catering, which I was very successful in. When I came to France 30 years ago, I was involved in chateau restoration and also selling property to the international market. Then I went back to a big dream, which I'd had since I was a child, of dancing with horses. And I actually became a professional cabaret artist, dancing with my horse under a big top. I also was hired to be a professional dancer at the age of 41. I have been a published author, and I'm not making this up. This is all true.
Yes.
And this is the second time. I've also been working in the coaching and service industry since 2010. This is the second time that I've brought out a digital magazine, and this magazine really epitomizes everything that I am, which is following your heart and following your dreams, even if you don't know how they're going to happen and you've no idea. So for a few years ago, I'd actually inherited the nickname Dream Warrior, and I think that kind of sums me up more than anything else, is because I feel viscerally connected to people's dreams and goals. They move me they actually really move me. So I've brought that into my business in everything that I've done, and now this is the magazine is the ultimate expression of that, because it really is about women change makers, not just being successful, because successful is quite a generic word, but actually reaching their highest potential so that they can be as effective change makers as possible in this world where we need not just women change makers, of course, but that they happen to be my audience, but where we really need people to be getting their hands in the clay of making this world a better place.
Wow, Jennifer, what a story. I love all of the industries you've been involved in, like fashion, fine dining, we all like that. Also, you mentioned how you have had ups and downs. They haven't always been great. And I'm sure that is part of the success you're having now, because challenges always make us stronger. Now, I have seen your House of Preeminence magazine. It's think Vogue, everyone listening today. It's real premium, glossy, real successful women who are making a difference. I want to know more about this magazine. How did this idea flourish?
Well, this is a repetition of an impulse that I had and a dream that I had back in 2012 when I bought out my first magazine, because I was observing this new wave of business online business and the human potential movement, and also all of the different changes that there were in personal development and the different modalities, and how that these two worlds were really colliding and coming together. And I thought that was so exciting. I wanted to showcase world-class experts who were, rocking and rolling out there. As it happened, the technology was moving on so fast, and I didn't have my own offers and services then. I didn't really know how to grow that magazine to the extent that I am today. So, but the love of it and the passion for it never left me. And then last year, the call came again. It is time for another magazine. So there isn't actually another word for this platform at the moment, the magazine. But it's so much more than that, Mark. As you know, this is not simply a bunch of articles written by clever, successful, wealthy people stuck into a publication. This is a whole template for exponential success, because the House of Preeminence is made up, and I can talk about this a little bit if you like, of 9 principles which are totally relevant for entrepreneurs in this market. So the magazine is actually more of a catalyst or an activator of success and abundance than actually just something than information.
And you, like you mentioned, the education in this magazine, you have some world-class, in my opinion, leaders who are contributing to this magazine, like Marsha Martin, who's adding lots of value. It is something that I would say women, even men, check out this magazine. There's so much value, and it's making such an impact on the world in such a short space of time. What really stands out to me there, Jenni, you did something similar for a while, put it away, and then you came back to it and relaunched, and now it's having all of this success. That just goes to show that you never know when the timing is completely right for your own journey. So I'm really excited. You talked about some principles for this magazine. I would like you to share in just a little detail a little bit about your business, Jenni. What clients are you serving on a daily basis, and the service that you provide those clients?
Thank you. That's a great question, and I think I will go with that one before I start talking about the principles. I serve women with my own work. I serve women change makers who, gosh, it's It is quite hard to articulate that, I can't do this in a pitch kind of way, in a pitching kind of way.
That's okay. Go with your heart. I know.
I'm gonna tell you the best way is a few years ago, Mark, I discovered something incredible. I got access to some wisdom which is beyond the law of attraction. And it really, as in this world right now, with all of this new thought, these new thought leaders, and all of these new discoveries about the new sciences and how they apply to success and business.
Yes,
is I had access to some wisdom which is actually in the very, very fabric of the universe. And it is about quantum physics. It's about neuroscience. It's very, very grounded. But this wisdom, which was revealed to me, was so timely because I'd actually asked the question. And it coming back to your observation about how we go through rocky times is. When I was at 22 odd years ago, after I just had my second child, I was actually quite suicidal. I was not happy with my life at all, not happy with living with the father of my child. And then I turned my life around again to fulfill this dream of dancing with horses. And at that point, I asked myself, what is it that can take a human being from the depths of despair to the epiphany of dream fulfillment? And I set myself that quest. And this revelation of this wisdom that I'm talking about was actually the answer to that question. So the way that I'm using that at the moment is helping women get very, very, and men as well, it's open to everybody, is helping, but primarily women, helping change makers step into their ultimate genius and superpowers, because we are all here, I believe, to bring our genius to the world. I love to call that our magnum opus.
Oh, yes.
Magnum opus is our great work to bring to life. It's our Sistine Chapel. It's our Shakespeare. And everybody, I believe, has genius. Everybody I know has superpowers, and they're completely natural. They don't take intelligence. They don't take education. They don't take diplomas. They are innate in us. They are coded. We are actually coded for greatness. We are genetically coded for greatness. And this piece of wisdom that I discovered and revealed and subsequently called the Trinity Code is a way of revealing in each one this greatness code. So I can take anybody and I can take them through this methodology, which is personal with me. It's not a 7-step program that you can buy online. I can take them to actually be able to discover their magnum opus, tap into their genius, and tap into their superpowers, whereby they are in flow, they are in the highest vibration, so attracting, magnetizing all the success that they want. And I do that either very, very purely with somebody who is looking for more clarity, who is looking to know what their great work is. And I also combine that with branding and image, which is one of my passions, because I love style. And I actually call it divine branding. So it is about creating, for an entrepreneur, a change maker, an image to the world and an image in their business and in their life that is magnetic to the success that they dream of.
Jenni, you mentioned some amazing points there, and we are definitely on the same frequency. I'm a huge fan of quantum physics. I'm so glad you're bringing this out to the world, because I think through this pandemic, a lot of people have woken up, and also these, how can I put it? So spirituality, science, they're all coming together more. It's more mainstream now. More people are awake. More people are ready for it. So this Trinity code that you have developed and have really, really helped others with, Jenni, I am sure it is absolutely phenomenal, and I am a firm believer in the methods that you are teaching. Who is this ideal for? Who would really see a great benefit of reaching out to you to learn more?
This is the Trinity Code is like an oracle. It will speak to you wherever you are in your life. So it is a wonderful clarifier. So anybody who is looking for more clarity in their direction, it's beyond purpose. It's really. I think I'd already said it. It's finding your great work to do. So even for people who are maybe already financially successful but not fulfilled not fulfilled in their life, yes. Or for people who, like for a lot of my clients are women coaches. It is perfect for women coaches and women service providers because it helps them establish themselves in a category of one, in a league of their own. So it will define somebody. This is beyond branding as well. I don't really like the word branding. It will put somebody who's looking to really position themselves as an authority or as a leader or as a speaker or as an innovator or as a top coach. It will position them in a category of one.
Incredible. I am sure there's going to be lots and lots of people, especially when they've checked out your magazine, that want to know how they can work with you, Jenni. What is the best way for people to get involved with the magazine, Jenni?
The best way is to subscribe to the magazine, which is still free until the end of 2020. So by going to I'm sure we're going to share the links here, but I'll just drop this one in now. So it's jenni-p.com/magazine, and on subscription, you will get your free copy. Quite honestly, if you hit reply when you get the magazine, I'm on the end of that email. So it doesn't it's just I'm very, very available. Also on social media, I'm really easy to find on Facebook, Jenni Parker Brown. We've got a House of Preeminence Facebook group, House of Preeminence Facebook page. Any of those ways is absolutely fine to get in touch with me to learn more about working with me.
I will make sure that there are some links there so that it's really, really easy for people to get a hold of you, Jenni. I just think it's such exciting times in social media, digital media. Your magazine is really making an impact in the world. You're really getting the exposure. You're really working with some incredible women in business. Where do you see yourself in a year from now, Jenni, with this magazine? Because I can see great things.
Well, we've already had some rave reviews, including people, one particular lady calling it the Vogue of high performance. You mentioned that earlier on. Another one who said this is the new O magazine, referring to Oprah Winfrey. I want to establish this magazine as the go-to magazine now in this new era of which you spoke so articulately, with these two worlds colliding again, of business and spirituality and quantum physics, and this expansive time, is that we really, because if we can, don't like comparing, but I mean, if we compare the House of Preeminence magazine with some of the classic magazines like Success and Entrepreneurs, which have been also, they're phenomenally successful, they have a certain vibe about them. They are often article based. They're often about financial success. Whereas the House of Preeminence is a holistic model. It's always about fulfillment as well as financial success. It's because that's where we are now. We just we want it all. We don't just want financial success to the detriment of our health and our life balance and our and our bodies and everything. We want it all. So I want to position the magazine and my work with the Trinity Code on the world stage. I really, my next dream, Mark, that I've fulfilled every dream I've ever set my heart on, is to make a film of the Trinity Code, because it deserves to be, I know it deserves to be a documentary. It is so powerful, and it deserves to be available to a lot of people. So it would be so exciting. It will be so exciting when I have got the right people involved to help me make this film.
Jenni, I know that you will make this a reality. I love the heart behind the magazine. I like that business and the spiritual, quantum physics is all in there somewhere, because for me, that is very, very important. I see a big thing happening with this, because who doesn't love spirituality, quantum physics, business, coming from a place of heart, fashion, and really, really having a great image, which is so, so important. You have got this right, Jenni, and I'm really excited to watch the future of the magazine. Is there anything today that you would like to share that we haven't previously discussed, Jenni?
I'm sure there is. Just let me know how long I've got. If you wouldn't mind, just let me know.
It's however long you would like to share value for. You did mention principles, so maybe that would be a great place to go to.
Okay, the people will really get it when they hear the principles. So when the magazine was beginning, it wasn't me who suggested the name Preeminence. In fact, I didn't even know what it meant, like a lot of people. So I thought it meant something vaguely religious, because you hear the terms "Your Eminence," to the Pope, and I thought, what does preeminence mean? So I went and had a look in the dictionary, in the thesaurus, and I was amazed, because it's an uncommon word for a very uncommon condition, for being your best self and performing at your highest level. So there were at least 15 different definitions of preeminence, and I chose 7 of those definitions because they were relevant. They are relevant to today's market and succeeding in today's market. So, and then I added on 2 more, and I'll go through them quickly and just in resume talk to you, just say why they are relevant. So it starts with excellence. The first principle is excellence, and that obviously is, if we don't aspire to excellence, then we're actually never even going to get off the starting blocks. So that also means that when you aspire to excellence, that excellence flows into all of the other parts of your life. Then distinction. Well, who doesn't want to stand out now and be visible and be known, for what you're doing? We have to. It is vital in this saturated market to stand out and to be distinct, so that, because it's a huge foggy internet ocean out there, and if you're not distinct by your message, by your branding, by what you're doing, by your business model, you're never going to thrust through this kind of mediocrity and homogeneity and the distractions and everything. So that's distinction. The next is peerlessness. Now, peerlessness takes distinction one step further. And this is when you really are bringing your genius zone into what you do and your superpowers into what you do. And this is when you become peerless. My favorite example of peerlessness was Princess Diana, because she was absolutely peerless. Nobody could touch her. There was nobody like her in the world. She still inspires the world now. But when you are in your genius zone, you just become, it's beyond authentic. It's just beyond real. You know, nobody can touch you. Then there is renown. Well, when you get to, you know, peerlessness, where people know you as so uniquely you doing something amazing, you are bound to gain renown. And we know, Mark, how important, especially in your business, a know, like, and trust reputation is.
Yes.
A know, like, and trust reputation is absolutely vital. Who you associate with is absolutely vital. So that's renown. Then we come to prestige, because when you're working at that level, uniquely you in your genius zone, the invitations will come, the collaborations will come, people will want to joint venture with you, people will want to work with you, clients, opportunities, and that's when the prestige comes, and also the money and the abundance. Then we come to leadership. When you are performing at this level of being the change you want to see in the world, you are naturally a leader. You are inspiring people, even if you don't think of yourself as a leader, you are naturally leading. Yes. So that's leadership. Then there is transcendence. And transcendence is when we really leave behind we stop defining ourselves by our past. We stop defining ourselves by our so-called failures, which I don't believe in. We transcend everything, you know, all limiting beliefs, all doubts. And we really start to rise, and we start to get into a state of non-resistance. Then there is endurance, because, of course, this kind of success of really seeing your biggest work, your greatest work, to come to fulfillment in the world, it takes you getting up every day and putting one foot in front of another, and just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And it's not endurance in a hardship way. It's simply the perseverance to see something through to fulfillment. And then we come to renewal, which is the principle where you just stop, where we give ourselves permission to not be in doing mode all the time, but to just
very important mode.
Yeah, full permission to rest, to recuperate, to renew, just to be, and to be detached. So these beautiful principles are actually in a wheel, because when we've had this rest and recuperation, of course, we are always ready to get up in the next morning and be excellent again. So they are like a wheel.
Jenni, they're great principles. It sounds like you have everything covered. Leadership is so important. Who doesn't want to find their creative genius? We all need more genius, no matter how genius we are. But most importantly, Jenni, I can tell working with you would also be a lot of fun, clear thinking, mind, body and spirit all connected with business. I just think you're doing great things in this world. I've thoroughly enjoyed having a conversation with you today. My last question will be today, Jenni, how can our listeners get a hold of you? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Well, it really is on Facebook. It's just so practical and quick. Mark, just to DM me. It can be in my email as well, which is jenni@jenni-p.com. But if you know, everybody's on Facebook. It's a train station. I am there, and I'm preeminently there. So that is a very it's just the easiest way is to find Jenni Parker Brown there aren't many Jenni Parker Browns on Facebook.
Perfect. Well, I will make sure that we have links to your email, Facebook, and the magazine on the article part of this interview, so that if anyone would like to reach out to Jenni, it's a really, really simple way to do that. I highly recommend that you do. I definitely want everyone out there to check out House of Preeminence magazine. It's a real glossy, classy magazine that adds so much value to people's lives. Jenni, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to share my passions and allow through what you're doing to allow people to access this great work. So this is teamwork.
It's absolutely my pleasure. I love what you're doing in this world, and I love where it's coming from a place of integrity and from the heart as well. Jenni, thank you. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show. Conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.